Hello, 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 everyone. It's my face on the camera. This is crazy, right? I know, but we have like a ton of games that we need to catch up on from last night. Oh my god, it was a wild day in the NBA. I felt like the playoffs were getting a little bit dry for some of the games that we were having. Some late night games, Nuggets, Timberwolves games. It's like, what are you going to do about those? No one really wants to watch those. We know how those are going to end. But I was highly invested in pretty much every single game that happened today besides the Miami-Milwaukee game. And I was still a little bit invested in that because Giannis didn't play. So we'll get into those games. We're going to start off with the Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies because that, for me, that was definitely game of the day by far. One thing I wanted to point out that I thought was really, really crazy is that the Clippers and the Lakers played a home game in the same day. That kind of hit me later in the day, and I was like, wow, they really had to change out all the stuff in the arena in one night. But that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and get into this Lakers game. The Lakers walk away with a win, 111-101. They take a 2-1 series lead. Something that we were looking into this game was Ja Morant's health and his availability and whether he was going to be able to play this game. He was able to play this game. It was a game time decision with his hand. Not only was he able to play this game, he played extremely, extremely well. If I get his stats right, he had 45 points, 9 rebounds, and 13 assists, shooting 50% from the field and 60% from three, and making 13 out of his 14 free throw attempts. Amazing, amazing game from Ja Morant, especially in the second half where I think he had 29 out of his 45 points because he had 16 in the first half. So great game from Ja Morant. He came to show up. He was getting this Memphis Grizzlies team prepared to win this game, especially with him coming back off of injury. All the stuff going on with Dillion Brooks and LeBron James heading into this game. He was there to prove a point and say, listen, my team is going to win this game today, and he showed out. He showed out in Crypto.com Arena today. The rest of the Memphis Grizzlies, not so much. They didn't really show up to play today. They shot as a whole 37.6% from the field, 33% from three. Not a great game for them, only making 13 three-pointers. Bad game from the rest of the Memphis Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr. only ended up with 13 points. He was in foul trouble early, which allowed the Lakers to go on a huge lead in the first quarter that we will talk about. Xavier Tillman did not have the game that he had in game 2. He only ended up with 6 points. Dillion Brooks, the agitator of LeBron James, had an awful game. 1 for 5 from 3, 3 of 13 from the field, and 7 points for the game. His defense was okay towards the second half. It picked up, but not enough offense from Dillion Brooks or the rest of the Memphis Grizzlies in this game. And Desmond Bane, probably one of his better games of the series because he's been struggling so far, but ended up with 18 points, 50% from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. So decent game from Desmond Bane, but the Grizzlies bench was not here to show up. We only got around 12 points from them as a whole off the bench, and that's not enough to beat a veteran Los Angeles Lakers squad who has revamped over the trade deadline. And we will totally get into the Lakers now because they played a great game from the tip. We're going to say they played an amazing game. Anthony Davis and LeBron James pushing his team to the forefront. 31 points from Anthony Davis, 25 points from LeBron James to go along with 9 rebounds and 5 assists. In 36 minutes, he shot 50% from the field, 5 or 7 from the free throw line. Great game from LeBron James. Anthony Davis was 11 to 24 from the field, 8 to 10 from the free throw line, 17 rebounds for Anthony Davis. Great game on the glass for him. And he also had 3 blocks, which he was averaging a lot of blocks for the series. I believe he had 5 in game 2, and he had a lot in game 1, I remember too. So Anthony Davis, great on the defensive end so far this series. The Lakers bench and role players also came to show. We got 17 points from D'Angelo Russell, his best game by far because he was really struggling in this series. Last game he shot 2 for 11, didn't score the ball really well. He had a really good game today. He was 5 of 14 from the field, but was able to knock down all 5 of his free throws, ended up with 17 points. Austin Reeves was 50% from the field, ended up with 13 points. We also had off the bench, we had Rui Hachimura have 16 points. Not his best game of the series, but he's doing a lot so far this series. Had 29 in game 1, 20 in game 2. Now he has 16, so really, really good series so far for Rui Hachimura. And the Lakers as a whole shooting 45.6% from the field and 25% from 3. Noted that, they didn't shoot the ball well from 3, but that's noted on this Lakers team. They don't really have the greatest three-point shooters, so we don't really expect them to have a great three-point shooting game. What we really expect is them to have a really good game from the line, which they did. They shot 81% from the line, 22 of 27 from the free throw line. So really good game from the Los Angeles Lakers as a whole. They were playing stellar defense in the first quarter. If you guys only watched the first quarter, I don't even blame you, because the game was 9-35 in the first quarter. 9-35. I was periodically watching the game, looking back and forth, expecting it to really get chippy in the second half, which it did end up getting chippy in the second half, tighter game so far, but Memphis was really never going to come back in this game. They did bring it to within 10 for the game, but it really, in my opinion, was never that close. They were down 30 early in the second quarter. 30 points. The Lakers defense came to show out. They only scored 9 points in the first quarter. They absolutely lit them up. LeBron James went straight to work in the first quarter. Straight to work. And he pretty much proved his point to Dillion Brooks without even scoring 40 points on him. I'm sure if Dillion Brooks keeps talking, that's a given. He does that, But LeBron James, he doesn't really need to prove anything to anyone at this point in his career, year 20. But he came to play. He came to play and played really, really well. And the Lakers as a whole played really, really well, and they did not sacrifice, winning the game to get LeBron James some buckets, to go at Dillion Brooks. That didn't happen. It was an Anthony Davis, LeBron James show today in Crypto.com Arena. The first time they played in Crypto.com Arena in a playoff game, and the first time they've been in front of home fans since, I believe, 2013. So, great game from the Lakers. Going into Game 4, now we know that Ja's healthy, and presumably he will play in Game 4. The Lakers have a chance to take a 3-1 lead in this series and go ahead and basically put it away by winning 3-1. Not many teams have come back from 3-1. I'm sure I think it's like less than 10 teams. So they have a chance to basically put it away at this point. And going into Game 4, they just need more of this. Good defense, good play from Anthony Davis, good play from LeBron James, a couple role players from the Lakers stepping up, and they will pretty much walk away with the win. That's the formula for the Lakers to win this season, and they definitely came out and showed that today. As for the Grizzlies, they just need their role players to step up. Jaren Jackson Jr. can't be in foul trouble. Can't really have that in order if they want them to win. We need their role players to step up. Desmond Bane, Dillion Brooks, Xavier Tillman, John Conchar, Luke Kennard. They need to have good games in order for this Grizzlies team to win. So that's the key for them to go into Game 4. If the Lakers go ahead and take a 3-1 series lead, I'll pretty much take them in 6 or 5. That'll be it for them. Unfortunately, John Morant wasn't able to play Game 2. They did end up winning the game anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But hopefully he's healthy going forward. He looked pretty good today. We will move into the second game that I want to talk about today, Phoenix and the Clippers. Really, really, really good game from Russell Westbrook. I just want to point that out first. They did end up losing 112-100 after Phoenix started to turn it up really, really late in the fourth quarter. But really, really good game from Russell Westbrook. I just wanted to point that out. He's been playing so well these playoffs for the Los Angeles Clippers, especially without Kawhi and PG not playing. And it's just sad, honestly, to have to really think about Kawhi and PG and how well they might be playing if they were available, because they could easily be up, in this series if Kawhi and PG were available. But now Phoenix leads the series 3-1. Heading into Phoenix, they have an opportunity to close it out in 5 games. It's just sad that they're not healthy and not able to play, because Russ has been putting on an absolute show. He had 37 points in this game, with 17 and 29 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3. Just a great, great, great game from Russell Westbrook. And it's sad that, he wasn't able to, have his co-stars alongside him, because they could easily be flipped the opposite direction. They could be up 3-1 in this series. Going for the rest of the Clippers, they didn't really have a great game. They shot 43% from the field and 32% from three. Only got 10 free throw attempts. It's something you don't really want in a playoff game. So they weren't able to walk away with the win here today. It would end up being the Phoenix Suns, which it was a really close game, the entire game. So pretty much until the fourth quarter, until you got the takeover from KD, CP, and D-Book, who ended up this game. KD with 31 points, D-Book over here with 30, and Chris Paul with 19, DeAndre Ayton with 15. Like I said earlier, the key to this series is those four guys. Or how far are they going to be able to carry them? And they've been carrying them far. As a team, they shot 48% from the field and 40% from three. Got 27 free throw attempts and made 21 of them. So really, really good game from Phoenix. They walk away with the 3-1 series lead. Don't really have that much to say. It's probably wraps in Game 5, going back to their home floor. Assuming Kawhi Leonard does not play, because he has not played in 2 games now. So we will move on. Hopefully, they get Kawhi back. We can push this series further, because it would really be a good series. Let's move on to our third game of the night. Not third game in sequential order, but third game in terms of my interest. The Philadelphia 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. They put away the Brooklyn Nets. The Sixers finally sweep a team. It's been almost 40 years. Some people, say 30 years. That was a 3-0 series win. I'm going to take a 4-0 series win. And that hasn't happened since the 1984-1985 season. So almost 40 years since the Philadelphia 76ers have swept a team. I personally took them to win in 5 because I knew that fact. And I did not think they were going to be able to sweep Brooklyn, because the Sixers are a team that just give a game to inferior competition. And they almost gave a couple away. They did not give this one away. Tobias Harris had a really good game. 25 points on 11 of 19. Shooting, plus 15 from the floor. He was really the reason we won today. Without Joel Embiid, who is out with injury. Hopefully he gets back soon, because Boston has the chance to close out Atlanta in 5 games, and we would end up playing them for the first game of the second round on a Saturday, which would be almost a week from today, 6 days from today, and Joel Embiid could be out for longer than that. So hopefully that series extends in terms of his health, or he could just get back healthy. He has a right knee sprain, is what's going on with Joel Embiid. Hopefully he gets back soon for the sake of the Sixers in that second round series, because they don't have a chance without Joel Embiid whatsoever. They'll probably get swept without him. They beat Brooklyn, like I said, 96-88, put away the series 4-0. Brooklyn, man, better luck next time, man. You really didn't have a chance in this series. I could commend them for going out and playing their hearts out. We'll see how this team looks next year. They were probably a playing team as constructed right now, of course, being without Kyrie and KD, and Ben Simmons not playing a lick of basketball whatsoever. So, we'll see how they look next season and who they can pull in the offseason. Brooklyn is still an attractive commodity, attractive destination, in my opinion. I think they can pull in a star, the next disgruntled star. They have a really, really good core, some draft picks. They don't control some of them, but they have some draft picks, really good pieces that they could ship out. They could either be a seller, or they could really go all in front of the star again. We'll see how Brooklyn turns out. And we will talk about our last game, Miami-Milwaukee, where Giannis Antetokounmpo did not play once again. He missed Game 3 with back pain, so he did not play, and that resulted in a Milwaukee Bucks loss on the road, 121-99. The Miami Heat put their foot on the gas, especially Jimmy Butler, who ended up with 30 points, 12 and 19 shooting. As a whole, the Heat shot 53% of the field and 48% from 3, knocking down 16 of their 33 attempts. Just good game from everyone around shooting the basketball necessarily. Duncan Robinson getting some playing time, playing 24 minutes, 7 of 9 shooting, 5 for 6 from 3, ended up with 20 points. I'm a huge fan of Duncan Robinson. People say he has a horrible contract. I disagree. I would have picked up that contract in a heartbeat. I just think the Miami Heat lost faith in him after he had a little bit of a shooting slump, and I thought he should have kept playing, especially over Max Strus. I know he's a liability on defense. So is Max Strus, though. So I think Duncan Robinson should have kept playing. And honestly, if I were the Warriors, I would have traded for him. I think that would have made them an even deadlier team than they are. But a good game from the Heat. They got up 17 free throw attempts, made 15 of them. So a good game from them. Milwaukee didn't really have the best shooting game. Shot 38% from 3, 15 to 39, only 44% from the field. Their leading scorer was Chris Middleton, who was 8 of 14 from the field, ended up with 23 points. But the rest of the role players, especially off the bench, besides Pat Connaughton, really didn't come to play, and that would result in a Milwaukee loss. They just basically had no chance. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really didn't watch this game in full like that because I wasn't that interested. Honestly, I thought Milwaukee would walk away with the rim because I think they're the better team, even without Giannis. But they might be in jeopardy because they are down 2-1 right now. And we don't know what Giannis' health looks like. And if they have to play a game 4 without Giannis and go down 3-1, this series could be over because not a lot of teams come down from 3-1. Yes, we can assume Giannis may come back and propel them to a 7-game series, but that's not the look you really want to have in the playoffs. You want to wipe out a team, especially an 8 seed, that you have early and get rid of them fast. That's not happening. Miami has the lead right now, 2-1. They have a chance to command this series 3-1 heading in the game 4 in Miami, whether Giannis plays or not, because obviously they have beat them before. Prior history, they have the game plan. They have got swept by them before also, so we don't know. But hopefully Miami can turn out with a win in their favor. They're looking to do that, and hopefully Giannis just is healthy, because these injuries, like I made a video about earlier, they truly suck, man. That's going to be it. Last thing I'm going to say is check out the website. Website link is in the description all the time. If I don't cover a game, it's covered in the website. Always write about them, so make sure you check that out. I don't like saying like and subscribe, but like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and peace.